I think he enjoyed being back on the bike, and I just sent him a message as a friend. I was wondering how he was doing, and he said that he suffered quite a lot, and he wasn't expecting to suffer so much. He also said it in an interview after the stage to Belgian press. So it's I told him he shouldn't forget where he comes from, Like he'd been in the hospital for a few days, broken ribs, broken collarbone. Yeah, he's still in rehab actually. So
this is technically still rehab.
Yeah, he's not there to win races, so he's there to try and make another step towards future goals and wherever they might be.
I think there were some big injuries too. Like a broken sternum is a really significant injury, and in a sport like ours where you're breathing so much, everything that he broke needs to be moving. And you told us that he'd been saying that he's often in more pain post-ride than he is during it because of sort of almost the stretching of all those injured body parts go through during a race.
Yeah, and then also the first time racing again, you can do all the training you want, but we all know as soon as you start racing that somebody else puts up the tempo and you need to try and follow it. And on training you can you put up the tempo yourself, and if it hurts a little bit, you can always take off a little bit of gas. So I think during this week we will see how good his recovery has been so far.
I'm not going to make light of his injuries. It's quite nice that he gets to feel how the rest of us do. Because if you look at the end of the stage, if you look at the end of the stage yesterday, there was only about 25, 30 guys left when he dropped out of the main peloton. Even then, he dropped out of it, I think in part because there was an overlap of wheels, so he lost a load of speed on the final climb towards the finish. But certainly 2/3 of the peloton, at least, probably 3/4, had already been pinged off the back by the time Van Aert started to feel it in his legs.
We've talked about the physical aspect of his comeback. Did he say anything at all about the psychological side of things, how it feels for him being back in the bunch, these risks that are just part and parcel of being a professional bike racer, and how he felt being back in a peloton after this much time off, after a really nasty crash?
No, we didn't really talk about that part of his return, but I think it's quite. You think about it before racing, but during racing, you kind of go on with it just because it's part of it, kind of.
You mentioned briefly this is rehab essentially towards future goals, and we know that he was originally supposed to be racing the Giro D'Italia. Can we hope in any way that he might be including now the Tour de France as one of those future goals?
I think he belongs there. He's among the 5 best riders in the world, so he belongs in the Tour de France. But it's just after this week, I think the Tour of Norway will tell us a lot about how he is doing, and I think also he needs to make the choice: do I want to go to the Tour de France, even though I might not be 100%, because that's the highest level in cycling. He's used to winning stages in the Tour de France. He can be an asset to our team, so I'm curious.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? He's not just used to winning stages, he's used to winning all kinds of stages at the Tour de France. He'll want to be at that level. I think many neutral fans certainly would love to see him back at the Tour de France, but the rehab, at least for Wout van Aert, is going well so far.